I hate this channel.
No!
Why? Hello everybody and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is kind of like the reaction or kind of saying what's going on, so we gotta celebrate a little bit. Like, oh my god, it's actually coming out. This is incredible. And right before they officially announced it, they had this picture or image and everyone was losing their bananas over it. They were saying that, oh, this isn't KCD2, this is something completely different. Like, come on, what else are they going to release? KCD2 soap simulator? Man, this would have gave people of Europe the ability to declare war on Prague and nobody would have stopped them. Everybody would just said, screw it, let's go. Anyways, always open the trailer, nice little fight. Oh, look at the graphics, and bam, you know, somebody gets hit. That's basically the general of KCD2. And look at that, they're starting this game off with a siege, and that's not a siege, because you don't have floating soldiers sitting up by your trebuchet, alright? They need to fix this right away. But what they also introduce is Henry, a new Henry. Look at this, what is it, a Giga Chad Henry? My God, what happened to him? This is only supposed to be 2 days after the whole events, but he looks bloody and now he's a Giga Chad and look at that, he's happy with his new sword and all that stuff.
Hello and welcome. My name's Tom McKay and together with Luke Dale, we're here to present the first in-depth look at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, an action RPG set in a realistic world of the late Middle Ages.
We're in Kuttenberg.
Of Gutenberg.
The Kuttenberg is...
Don't forget about Gutenberg.
And of course it has to be Kuttenberg. How could anyone ever forget? They said the magic word, but apparently the whole entire map is going to be huge, like 2.5 times bigger than normal KCD. I mean, they said Kuttenberg is probably the largest of all, so it's supposed to be like really big, so there's going to be a lot to go on. So I mean, if it's twice as big than the regular game, then we got a lot to do in this whole thing. It looks beautiful overall, and we're going to get into a lot of trouble in this game.
And it's really big. It's even too big, in my opinion.
Then, of course, they introduce the main man himself.
The creators of this medieval saga.
And it's like, whoa, calm down. I wasn't ready for this fight. Let me heal up a little bit.
Back then, 10 years ago, at the beginning, it was only 11 of us in a small office. Now it's 250 people.
That's insane. They increased their whole staffing by 20 times over. It's a lot of people. That's insane. So some of the highlights that are happening. Look, Father Godwin is back, but you know, not everything is good with this.
So what?
Yeah, he could possibly be killed.
Damn. That sounds very... you wouldn't be making it up by any chance.
Yeah, take a look at this. He's wearing the same thing. Yep. And also, his voice sounds really different. Take a listen.
Be kind and protect us, so we don't blow our arses off. Amen.
Yeah, it sounds really different. But anyways, there's so much to talk about here. I'm gonna go through the whole list of things, try to make it as fast as possible. Look at this, crossbows, boom. Crossbows one-hit kills. They're gonna be a couple different versions. Sounds pretty good. And also the boomsticks. Yeah, Henry's just gonna do some drive-bys here. So basically, we're gonna get hand cannons. It's gonna work out good. And of course, combat looks amazing. Look at that. You can just bonk people all day around. It's gonna be great. Henry's gonna fight a bunch of people, and look at that. You can new armors. The graphic looks good. Looks like the combos are a little bit different. Sort of interesting overall. I mean, I don't know. They said that it made combat a little simplified, so it could be a little easier, or you know, maybe just different overall. But we will see. I know people are a little bit miffed about the combat, but it's get used to it over time. And of course, my favorite thing overall is actually being a thief and doing bad things in general. It seems like they develop a whole new system. There's some questions I have to ask about this, and here's what they talk about what they're going to do.
React to that.
For example, when you are, I don't know, drunk and naked, people comment on that on the street, and now you can also reply. You can tell them, oh, I'm sorry, or you can tell them, piss off, man.
If you do a lot of criminal stuff around the village, people will start to be suspicious, they will greet you differently. So try to make these little things collapse into like greater mosaic.
And they're trying to really sell this new criminal system, which I don't know what's going on. So from my understanding is that you could get branded and it would act like a wound if you do something terrible. But it seems like it's supposed to heal over time, so maybe your crime status will go away so you don't get a permanent branding. And then also, you know, when he talks about, oh, you can tell people sorry, or tell them to piss off, it sounds like the Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of options, maybe, where you're just walking by people and you can go like howdy all the time. But it's a good little feature to add on there. So we'll have to see more about what they're going to introduce to this, but that the crime still is going to be about the same, where, if you do bad things around town, people start taking notice and your reputation will probably drop, which to me, reputation doesn't mean anything most of the time, but maybe they change that a little bit. And also, from my understanding, is that the reputation system is now split into more factions. So now you got peasants and upper class and different levels. So, but the one thing I definitely want to see is that I want to be able to steal people's clothes. If I am able to steal all their clothes all over again, I'm a happy boy. So please let me do that. All right, continuing on in this show, let's go see the top is going to return. Are you going to be a good boy?
Not a chance.
Well, all right, that's to be expected. Mutt's going to return. He's going to be beautiful. You can also pet Mutt, apparently. You can also pet your horse. You can pet cats. Apparently, cats are going to be actually inside Kingdom Come 2. And one of the villains of KCD 1, he's going to show up again, which he showed up for 5 minutes, so hopefully he shows up more than that. But anyways, we'll say bye to him for now.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye to you too. So anyways, Farkle is back. Blacksmithing is apparently going to be a thing. Alchemy is back. So all the good things are coming back into the game. I hope this isn't controversial to say. I love the alchemy, like the mini game. It looks beautiful. Whoever did the work on it, it looks incredible. But I do wish it moved a little bit faster at times, because honestly, it was a real drag to do it. It'll function about the same, probably, and maybe we'll have some new potions here and there, which I'm really excited about. Up here, I have forum on the Reddit forum about different interviews people have done and what kind of things they've parsed out of there. I'll put a link in the description. Here's kind of an interview from our general YouTube video where he kind of interviews one of the Warhorse developers, and but I'll try to talk through the different topics through here, do a brief rundown. All right, so let's get right into it. So they've basically been started building this game since about 2019, so they've been at work on this for a while. That says a lot. So really, the game's going to connect from the other one. Starts in 2 days after you left the original Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. So really, time hasn't skipped too much. So Henry becomes a Giga Chad out of nowhere. There's also, in different scenes, like you see here, them trying to swimming or something like that, but apparently there is no swimming mechanics in this game, so Henry is still going to be afraid of water being too deep. They said that Henry's not going to start out as a peasant anymore, but he still got to relearn some things. Apparently, we don't have to relearn how to read, so that's pretty good. They didn't really go into the details of why this is all happening, so we'll see why Henry has to relearn his skills or something like that. They kind of mentioned that, this isn't a backwater town anymore, so he's fighting against not just peasants, with sticks anymore, even though they're the most dangerous things in the entire game. We'll see how that works out. They talked about the save system still back, but they're going to make it a little bit easier to deal with, like the savior snops not being as rare anymore. And they didn't really say, but they asked if Teresa was going to be in the next game. They didn't really say too much about it, so we'll have to see off of that. And they're really going to try to focus on Henry's story. They're going to try to keep up with their humor, try to keep some Easter eggs here and there, but they said that this next game is going to be a lot more serious than it was in the original, so, which I guess is pretty good. I kind of like the humor they put into the game. I love the voice acting. I love the lines. Whoever's writing their scripts is incredible. There's the different ways you can go through is incredible, and I can't wait to see what will happen through the next one. And last part they really mentioned about is this Henry's kind of final story. It's like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the end kind of thing for Henry. And they didn't really say. They just said we'll see, which is we'll see what happened off of there, because when you make a certain game for a long time, because between the two games they've probably been making this over for a decade, and that's a long time to do one sort of IP, and probably drives you a little bit crazy. So who knows if the devs are like, what, we want to do something else, we love this stuff, but we would like to try something else. That's understandable at the time. But those are the main points that I want to bring out for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They talked about it's supposed to be released towards the end of this year. They weren't budging on saying exactly when the end of the year. They only mentioned that they're on a much better timeline, if I translate that correctly, where they feel like they can actually release it this year. They feel a lot better than the first one, if that whatever that means. But yeah, I kind of left a lot of the little small stuff out of this, but if, you know, I'll put links in the description for everyone to, if they want to learn more details about it. But really, there's not too much information in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They're talking about possibly putting out some gameplay videos later on, so that's encouraging to say that this game's really far along. So that would be good to see. But anyways, I hope you did enjoy this, and I can't wait to play this game. Again, thank you for joining, and if you want to hear me, you know, go on tangents again, please let me know. I can definitely go on them. But until then, have a good one. I'll see you later. Have a good one, and goodbye.
Support. Please follow us on our journey to create something unique. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will be released by the end of this year.
See you in KCD2.
Yes, and also for the final thing, Luke Dale is gonna get a tattoo about Kingdom Come, so you can go on Twitter and see about that. Crazy lad.